Hi everyone, Caroline here. Do you have a nightly ritual for conscious connection with your crystals? You know what? There are many crystal lovers who would love to connect with their crystals actively or in a conscious way. And there are many others who would love to get messages or receive messages from their crystals, but there is no connection. And maybe you are one of them. And if you are, you may have noticed that this lack of connection with your crystals may sometimes happen because you don't have the luxury of time. Why? Because you got to work, or because you have to attend to the kids, or you have to study, or you have to manage the day-to-day affairs of the household or of your job or whatever. And even though your desire is to consciously connect and build a relationship with your crystals, this sometimes just doesn't happen. The bottom line is, time flies so fast and you are just so busy. You don't have time to connect. And even for those among us who love to wear crystals all the time and who love to carry crystals everywhere for various reasons, there's usually a tendency to forget to connect with our crystals. So it's almost like a mindless connection because we are wearing the crystals and we are carrying the crystals, but who knows why we are carrying them or why we are wearing them. We've forgotten. There's no connection, you know what I mean? And we want to connect, but we can't because we don't have time. So if you know what I'm talking about, or if you are a crystal lover who used to be so excited about your crystal connection and used to engage with your crystals at night, but for some reason you have now forgotten, you can use this conversation that I'm about to have with you to re-engage with your crystals and connect with them actively. And even if you're a beginner in crystals, if you're just brand new, this is going to be really useful for you so you can test these nightly rituals and see how they deepen your experience with your crystals, okay? All right. And before I get into it, please remember this. When you enter into an experience with your crystal, a connection happens between you and your crystal. And what it also shows is a willingness and a readiness on your part to engage with your crystals or to have an experience with your crystal that helps you receive information that is supportive and which is valuable wisdom for healing and guidance in some way. And because you're spending a lot of time in the dream world or in the subconscious realm or in the invisible world, which is where the real stuff really happens before it's externalized, it is so much easier to get results because there's no resistance on your part. You know, you just sort of lay back and let the higher knowing do the work for you. And then all you have to do is wait and enjoy the fruits of your nighttime rituals with your crystals, dreamtime connection. Okay? So I highly recommend having a nightly ritual for connection with a nighttime crystal or a crystal that activates your dreams. And these are crystals like Amethyst, like Moonstone, like Celestite, like Angelite, like blue Kyanite, or crystals like Seraphinite or our beloved rose quartz, or even shamanic stones like petrified wood, which go deep into the ancient parts of us and brings forth information. There are so many options you can work with depending on what you feel like or what you're drawn to. And if you want and you don't suffer from insomnia, you can also work with low-key healing crystals that are not super active at night, because there's some crystals that just talk, almost like me all the time. You know what I mean? Very, very active energy. So you don't want to use those types of active crystals. You want to stay with the ones that are low-key. You also don't want to work with crystals that are grounding. You know what I mean? Because, well, at night, you want to kind of really keep your energy elevated upward, especially if you really want to float around upward. You know what I mean? Or if maybe you have a question that you want to have answered and you want to work with a specific crystal to give you those particular answers, then you can also use that crystal for a nighttime ritual. I tell you, nightly rituals are so cool. You can reap so many results that can help you during the daytime. They are just so amazing. So if you're not already doing it, think about it, because what happens is when you actively, consciously engage with your crystals at night, your energy can shift. So if there was something unwanted that was going on with you during the day before you went to sleep, you might notice that after actively engaging with your crystal, the next day something has changed, something has been resolved. You feel so much lighter. You may just notice that you suddenly have some wisdom or insights into some situation that you previously did not have. So it's really, really cool how these things happen. Your energy can shift in an amazing way, and it can happen very easily. And another cool thing is that those who can't meditate with crystals can use nightly rituals as a way to consciously connect with their crystals. So it's just so cool for everybody. So here are a few ideas that you can use for your nightly ritual crystal connection. The first thing to do is choose a crystal. And after you have chosen that crystal based on your own intuition, or based on research, or based on professional guidance, or based on whatever it is that you want to achieve, just lay down on your bed and prepare to sleep. But before you do that, set your intention for the nightly connection. What do you want? Healing, dreams, guidance, answers to questions you may have, conclusions to matters. What do you want from this nighttime experience with your crystals? To open up your psychic senses, to align and balance your chakras as you sleep, to heal your physical body, to clear your energy? What do you want? Whatever it is that you want, set your intention and hold the crystal in the palm of your hands as you go to sleep. And don't even worry whether it's going to fall off at some point. As long as you have set the intention, that's fine. And then open up your energy. Just open yourself up to receive information that's coming through from the crystal and just fall into La La Land. And just remain confident that whatever it is that you are asking for or seeking is going to be revealed to you in some way, shape, or form in the upcoming days. Just test and see. These things work in such an amazing way. Set the intent and you will notice the result when it shows up in your direct life experience. So that's one nightly ritual that you can do with your crystals. The other nightly ritual you can do is for balancing your chakras. This is where you take your crystals and you lay on your bed just before you fall asleep, and you place the crystals on every chakra that you want to work with or that you want to have aligned, or on specific chakra points that you feel are problematic for you and you need some kind of resolution. So just lay there with those crystals. Don't care whether they fall or roll off your body as you sleep. As long as you have set the intention, the activity or the action involved is going to occur. So just lay there and let them fall off your body at whatever point that they choose to fall off. Just trust that it is done and just wait to see how the experience plays out in your direct experience, okay? And then the other nighttime ritual that you can easily do, which I think a lot of us do, is to just hold a crystal in the palm of your hand, set an intention, and then fall asleep. That's the easiest one, right? And a lot of us do it and it works perfectly. And the most important thing is, as long as you have the crystal on the palm of your hand, don't worry whether it falls off during the time when you are asleep. And then for those who have cold feet or who love to wear socks to bed, another thing you can do is to tape crystals at the bottom of your feet, in the depression at the bottom of your feet, behind the ball of your feet. There's usually that little hump there, and that depression at the bottom of your foot is an important foot chakra portal. The foot chakra spot that I'm talking about is such a great spot for placing grounding crystals like hematite or nourishing crystals like moonstone. So all you have to do is just lay there, tape it, make sure that the stone is exerting pressure on the foot in some way, then wear your socks and just, fall asleep. You know what I mean? Set the intention and fall asleep. And then things are going to be happening. That's it. So, crystal lovers, do you have a nightly ritual that you usually use to consciously connect with your crystals? If so, what is it? And do you find that it works? Let me know in the comments section. And until next time, I love you guys. Bye.